Welcome, friends. This is the Hacker Homestead, and I am Ambassador Wood. We are going to just give a quick kind of overview tip based on a question that I received earlier this week. And that question was, hey, I need to be able to do backups on my Android phone, and what's a good way to do that, especially if I'm not interested in using cloud services? So, of course, my initial response, if you weren't aware, would normally be to say, hey, did you know you can just hook up your Android phone to your computer? You can do this with iPhone also, but we're going to focus here on Android. You can take your Android phone. This is a Galaxy S7. This one's a little bit older, but you can just plug it into the USB port. This is a micro USB. Plug that in onto your computer, whether you're running Linux, Windows, or Mac OS, and it will appear as a thumb drive. Now, depending on how your permissions are set up, you might have to give permission on your phone. So once you plug it in, a pop-up may appear or a status notification from the Android system asking you how you want it to connect. And so you would want it to connect as file transfer. So you can fidget with that a little bit. Normally Android devices will let you connect as different kinds of profiles. One is like a thumb drive, another is like a camera where it just lets you transfer the pictures, and then there may be some more advanced ones that are out of scope for this quick conversation. Okay, so you can plug it in your computer and then it appears as a thumb drive, so you can drag and drop your images, your pictures, your backups, that sort of thing, over to your computer. You might have to dig around a little bit in there to find the place where the camera stores the images or where your different apps have stored different things. But it's basically just a file system because this Android phone is really at its heart just a computer. So but connecting it to your computer may not be as convenient because the idea is these are mobile devices. So the manufacturers have actually come up with a clever solution for this, so that instead of you having to plug the device into your computer, you can use what is called an on-the-go adapter, an OTG adapter. Now I have a couple here. These are micro USB. So this one has a little dongle, and on one side you're able to plug in a USB device. Let's see if we can zoom in just a little bit. You can take something like this that would be micro USB from your standard plug, and you can plug it in here, and then it allows you to plug in, by the way, not just a thumb drive or something, allows you to plug in things like keyboard and mice and those sort of things will work also. So it's a quick and easy way to also connect a keyboard. So what are we going to be using it for? Well, we're going to be using it for a thumb drive. So what you're able to do is you're just able to plug your thumb drive in right there, like that, on this cable. Now it's got a little pigtail on it, and then you plug it in to your phone. And so by doing this, you end up being able to copy files over from your phone onto this thumb drive, or vice versa. Of course, you can access things that you've put on this thumb drive on your phone. Now I'm going to give a quick demonstration of using the OTG adapter and a thumb drive to copy your photos. So what we'll do first is go into My Files, and you see that we have internal storage and SD card. Now your file manager for your phone may be different. This is a little bit older Samsung Galaxy, so look around and figure out which one is your file manager, or ask questions in the comments. Okay, so we're going to plug in the USB drive attached to the OTG adapter now, and what we should see is the USB storage. So you can see that we go into here, and there's an Android and this lost directory. You may have something a little bit different, but these are directories that automatically get created by plugging your USB drive into a computer, that sort of thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go find our pictures. So on most phones, your pictures and screenshots and things are either stored in your internal storage, or if you have an SD card, they might be in your SD card. But regardless of whether they're on your SD card or your internal storage, normally they are stored in a folder called DCIM. And if we go into the DCIM folder, we now have the camera. We might have a screenshot folder in there too. We might have some other things, but we're going to go into our camera folder, and we're going to pick a couple of these images of puppies to copy to our thumb drive. So I'm going to, the way that I did this was I long pressed on one of the pictures, which selected it, and then it presented these check boxes, and I'm able to click on the ellipses and then say copy. Presents us with a screen that says copy to, and we'd like to copy it to the USB storage. Now in here, we can create a folder. So I'm going to go ahead and create a folder and just call it Puppies 2019. Create. All right, so now that we are inside our folder, you see it says My Files, USB Storage, and Puppies, and this is our copy to location. I can hit Done, and it's copied them already. You see that what it's done is once we've copied, it takes us to our destination folder. So now I'm in the My Files, USB Storage, and Puppies. All right, it's as simple as that. For removing the drive, you just want to make sure that it's finished all its operations, and you might go back out to My Files or the home screen, and if you unplug the drive, you'll notice that up at the top, the little USB icon went away, and you're good to go. You can plug this into your computer or put it into a drawer for safekeeping. Well, that is one way that you can back up your Android device without having to use a cloud service. You can just copy things locally. And it's very similar to the paradigm where back in the day you might plug in a floppy drive to your computer. Just that in the 21st century we're talking about thumb drives and hard drives. Last point is you are copying unencrypted files. So look for some of my other videos on how you might do this, but actually copy the files over onto that external drive using open source PGP encryption, so that those offline backups are encrypted, and then you can recover them on your computer or another device. It's also a great way to pass things to friends. All right, well, this has been just a quick overview, and have a good day and happy hacking.